Now we are at the final step of rendering this dashboard inside of your product. So in this example, we're going to walk through a Next.js example. So you can come to the documentation, code sample, and pick out the Next.js plus React. The way you would begin setting up your environment is you would npm install Semaphor latest. Make sure you get the latest version of the package. Once you get the latest version, all you have to do is you have to set up your entry point. So in this example, we are using page.tsx as the entry point, and within this home page we are using the token request. So you need to form the token request by getting the appropriate ID and secret so that the token has permission to be able to access the data within that project. You can get project ID by coming into your projects page, and the demo project will give you the project ID as well as the project secret. You can get the dashboard ID from here. You can also get your semantic domain ID from here. And then you can get your user ID from the admin page. So let's head over to the admin panel, and within your tenant user, you will see the user ID. So that's the end user ID you would need to set up your token request. And finally, you would set your allow edit parameter to be true. This will provide the user access to edit the dashboard. And then we generate the token by making the post request. The post request here is the server action that is inside of source app server utils.ts. It's a basic fetch call. We are making a fetch request to the token URL, getting the token. And then finally, what you would notice here is within the source app components, we have a self-service analytics.tsx. Note that we are doing a dynamic import here. And this is an important step for Next.js because Next.js tends to run the client-side code during the build time, which creates a situation where you might see an error that says it cannot find document or window object. So to prevent that, we need to set the server-side rendering equals false, and then we initialize the surfboard component here. So make sure to get the surfboard component from the Semaphor package, like so, and then we provide three params or three props here. One is we say we want to show the assistant that allows you to have the AI bubble show up on the dashboard. The show controls shows the dashboard controls up at the top, and finally the authentication token, which grants the access to the self-service experience. So I have set up my environment like so. So this is a plain Next.js 15 project. As you can see, this is my page.tsx, which is an exact replica of what we saw in the documentation. The only difference being I have filled out the token request with project ID, secret, end user ID, and other props. And then we have the server utils, exactly like we have in the doc, clean copy paste, which makes the post request. And we have the self-service analytics component within the components directory over here, which imports Semaphor surfboard and sets up these props. So these are the three files you would need to set up your Next.js environment. Again, to recap, you need to set up your page.tsx, you need to set up your server utils server action, and you would need to set up your self-service analytics component. Once we have that, we should be good to go. I'm going to clear my console here and then say npm run dev. This should fire up our dev server, which is running on localhost 3003. So we'll go there. So I'm going to do localhost 3003. And that should give us the dashboard that we had created in the last step. Now you can see we see the dashboard controls up at the top, the AI assistant. The look and feel of the dashboard is exactly the same as how you had set up within the console. You can change the colors, you can change the look and feel of this. That is for another video, but just know that you can fully customize the look and feel of the dashboard to align with your brand. One last thing, the end users can come in and look at the manage dashboards. And here we see obviously the demo dashboard that was initially created by the org user, and they shared this dashboard with the entire tenant. So this dashboard has tenant-wide access, but you can also notice we only gave view permission. So that means the user cannot change this dashboard even if they wanted to. So even if they were to click edit, they cannot save this dashboard. In order for the end user, in this instance user A, to be able to customize it, they need to first duplicate it. So we're going to go ahead and make a duplicate of this dashboard. All right, so we now have a copy. Let's rename this. We can say this is my personal dash, and the lock sign means that this dash is personal to this particular user or private to this particular user. So let's go ahead and make a couple of changes. So I'm going to go ahead and maybe perhaps get rid of these two visuals. I'm going to say I want to map my orders by month, and then I want to stack them by ship mode perhaps, and then I want to pick a stacked bar chart. I want to turn off my grid. So that's the visual I'm looking for, and I want to accept the change. I have this visual over here. I'm going to move this at the top. And as you can see, I'm doing all these changes inside of the application running on 3003. All right, this is good. We're going to go ahead and save changes to this dashboard, and that dashboard is now saved. So we can come here and we can switch back and forth between the dashboard that was originally given to us and also the personalized version of the dashboard that we had created. So that's how quickly you can deliver a fully interactive self-service analytics experience right inside of your product with just a few lines of code. I hope you enjoyed this blog. If you have any questions, you can reach out to us at support@semaphor.cloud, and we'll publish more of this content in the coming days.